So what's up, guys? It's Pulley Johnson. I'm back from shipping validation, and I realized I try to look up so many videos because I'm shipping to Marine Corps boot camp next month, and I don't find no videos about shipping validation. So I'm just gonna make one, seeing as I just came back from shipping validation yesterday. So, um, yeah, okay, this is my experience. Yours might be a little bit different. But my experience was the recruiter came to my house at around like 4 o'clock and in the afternoon. You had to eat something. You had to make sure you ate something and ate something big. That way it lasts the next day. So I ate, got picked up by my recruiter, Sergeant Mitchell, and drove to the recruiting station. Then we waited till like 6 o'clock for everybody else to get there, and then we left for the Marine Reserve Base. The moment we got off that car, the moment we got out that car and headed for staff sergeant for one of the guys, he started automatically just yelling like a drill instructor, like, "Hey, I want you guys to get over here now." And we started forming up. We was like, "Oh crap, this junk is real." It wasn't a drill instructor, but it was actual Marine, and that's he was yelling at us like a drill instructor and everything. And he was telling us what to do. We had to do it fast. We had to say "I, sir," and all this crap. And this was only in the first 15 minutes. And then after he takes us into a barracks, like a little barracks, makes us find a rack. Well, for those who don't know what a rack is, it's a bed, and put our crap on it, or how he called it, trash. And so we put our stuff there. Then we all filed, all of us gathered into this room where everybody else was, and we had to huddle up, bunched up, like pretty much like how they talk about how they was in the slave times, the slave boats, like this, with a water bottle. And they was like, "Hey, you who's, hey, don't talk, just sip on that water bottle. Just sip on that water. Shut up and sip on that water." And we was watching some movie, I think it was Ears Open, Eyeballs Click. Yeah, it was Ears Open, Eyeballs Click. Uh, Watching it wasn't really the thing we were doing. Well, our eyeballs were on the projector screen, but our ears couldn't hear nothing. Why couldn't you hear anything? Because you had three Marines yelling at one person for not doing, for not saying "ah." You had three Marines yelling at one person because he wasn't paying attention. And then you hit the there was lockers because it was in another barracks, so there was lockers. So when somebody's trying to sit down, they accidentally hit the lockers. He's like, "Hey, hey, you hit my locker again. You hit my locker again. We're gonna have a problem." And you're like, "Oh crap." And he's like, and then "Oh, so you can't say anything? How about I, sir?" And then man, it was just loud. And then what else? After that, they ended up taking roll where they call you last name, and you got to stand up and say, "Here, sir." Of course, me, how it was for me was I couldn't hear what they were saying because they had two people, two guys yelling at one person, so I couldn't hear the guy, the Marine that was right next to me, calling out my name like "Johnson, Johnson." I couldn't hear him. "Johnson." Oh snap. "Here, sir." After three times when they're calling the roll, they'll after the first time they call your name, and after the second time they call your last name, they'll call your first name too. That way you can hear it. And it was just interesting. It was really interesting. You can't call your name. I mean, you can't hear somebody calling you. I was like, "No, sir." "So you can't hear somebody 5 feet in front of you calling you?" I was like, "No, sir." "Yes, sir." You're. It's like boot camp, but you get kind of "Whoa, wait, what is he saying?" So it's kind of interesting. Another thing, after they call roll and everything, then captain comes up and tells you what's gonna happen tomorrow and your IST and all that other jazz. Then they make you go home. Well, make you form back up outside. Oh, almost forgot. They tell you do not lose your water bottles, even though they give you like three throughout the whole entire time. They tell you do not lose your water bottles because that's your only source of water, which kind of really is. Just saying. But yeah. After that, they made us form outside, and like we had to walk all the way to another set of barracks, and like they had to find our stuff, find our racks where our stuff was. For us, it was in a different barracks, so we had to go to one of the Marines outside and like tell him that they were in different barracks. So we formed up in like the guys that were in my recruiting station. We formed up. Marine was right beside us. We was marching to our barracks, and then they was like, okay, after you pass this area right here, like we had to run to the barracks. So after we run to the barracks, we had to run like after what was it like a break in the road? He said we had to run to the barracks, grab our stuff, and then form back outside, and then march back. It was pretty interesting. Lights out made you set. They made you like they after we found our racks and everything, we had to like two people to a rack I think it was because the racks are bunk beds. And yeah, ooh, this video's getting pretty long. Well, I think I'll have part two for it, but I'll finish it off at the night. Um, yeah, it was pretty interesting. We brushed our teeth. They made us march up, brush our teeth, and also it was it was it was exhilarating because they said, "Hello, starboard. Hello." We was like, "Hello, sir," and like, "Hello, port side. Hello." Like it was. You had to keep a straight face the whole entire time, but it was fun. It was exhilarating, and also you had to brush your teeth in like 20 seconds or less. For us, it was 10 seconds. You know? And after that, you made us put it away in like 20 seconds. Of course, there's my dad who was Navy. Uh, um, oh, what else was there? Oh yeah, so they made us get an attention in Iraq after all that. Well, first they made us change into our nighty night gear, and then they made us stand at attention in Iraq, like lay down in attention. And then after that, we would say adjust. We could do whatever we had to do. Go to the head, grab water. Um, so he said adjust, and things kind of went a little bit difficult. Everybody was moving, conversating. So he said, okay, we're gonna try this again. I guess we're gonna have to wait till the lights out. So they turn off the lights. They say adjust, and then that's when like 40 people, I shit you not, 40 people literally jumped up to go to the head, or for you guys who don't know, bathroom. It was, it was really amazing because everybody was so scared to go to the head. 40 people. That's amazing. But this ends about the part one of my shipping validation. I'll give you part two in the next video. All right, peace.